Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Monday, February 12th, also known as the day after Super Bowl. It is 6:25 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:25 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. How are you doing? Audio-visual check, please. Good morning, Shake. Hey, Hector, Tom, Greg. Hey, Rob. Andre, Dunville, One-Liner, Tess. Hey, Bill, Chris, K-Mac, Mal, Squirrel. Hey, Paula, Bat N, Sam, Crypto Cat, Anu, Soar. Hey, Topher, Christian. Thank you, Rob. Hey, Mike, Donald. Good morning. Chiefs won. That was your team. Good. I hope your team won. And if your team didn't win, I hope nobody got hurt. That's when you know you're a mama. You just watch the game and just pray nobody gets hurt. Yeah, I can look at Mara. Let's look at it. We can't look at Mara without looking at Bitcoin. 4 hour is still super healthy on Bitcoin. Mara, odds favor a weekly lower high. Where that gets put in, we don't know, but again, odds favor a weekly lower high. Where are we on the retracement? One second, I didn't realize I turned my magnet off. The 0.618 retrace is around $24, which is where we are. And then the golden pocket retrace is $25.46. Bears will be looking to top fish this name most likely this week. I feel more comfortable being a bear on Mara than a bull. AI. AI had a great day Friday. The 200 MA is overhead on the daily at 29.79. We cleared the 50 MA, but we got a long upper wick of bears selling into that pop. Very healthy. Hourly EMAs are below us, and this could be a cup and handle here. 28.37 support and 28.13. I would put this one on back burner watch. Yep, crisp earnings are this week. I think it's tomorrow. You're welcome, Hector. I'll take a look at that. PLTR. PLTR I have as a Queen of the Mountain trade today for back burner watch continued. I need to set my alert for the hourly chart for first oversold. $23.57 is the low of Friday and support. Overall, this could be a 4 hour bull flag. They beat earnings and they had an incredible week last week. Was that? Yeah, this started last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They had an incredible week, and Friday they took a small rest, but overall very healthy. ACHR. Then we'll get started. ACHR with a daily higher high. Weekly lower high is the more likely scenario. Daily's made enough room for a daily higher low and 4 hour higher low on the next pullback. Your next resistance is up at 559 over Friday's high. We're having a slight gap up, so gap rules apply. Nice move last week. So many small caps had a great week last week, and the Russell is starting strong this morning. You're welcome, Dunville. Awesome, Ryan. Congratulations. Okay, one more. I'll do Tesla as part of my regular review. UCAR, yeah, penny stock. Be careful. Be careful. All right, let's get this show on the road. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X, that'd be lovely. Check us out at chartguys.com. What I do here every morning is I go over the charts and I tell you what I've put together when I wake up in the morning. And I am very early right now, just so y'all know. It's 3:30 where I am. So I got up at 1 a.m. to study for y'all. So I have some Queen of the Mountain trades. We're going to go over commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. So let's get started with ES. So ES is holding that hourly 12 EMA just fine. Very healthy. Potential 4-hour bull flag. Do you see the air pocket between price and the EMA? That just shows how confident the bulls are, and they are just pushing up price. They have no desire even taking a rest on that 4-hour 12 EMA. Super healthy, just slightly, ever so slightly red. Very healthy. NASDAQ is flat, potential 4-hour bull flag, and the Russell is taking the lead again. So your next resistance is up at 203.4, I think is what I saw over here. 203.450. That is your next resistance on the Russell. The Russell stole the show Friday, and they are stealing the show again in pre-market. Dow is slightly red. It is the weakest of our Fab 4 indices. You have resistance at 38747, support 38679. Gap rules, Oasis, if you're a TCG member, I made a video on gap rules. If you have something that is gapping up, I think we were looking at ACHR when I said that. So 545 was the high of Friday. We are gapping up 3 pennies above Friday's high. So as long as bulls defend 545, then bulls are in control. So if you can hold 545 as support, that becomes a long signal. That's gap rules. When you hold gap ups or gap downs, that means the prevailing trend is very strong. All right. Yes, I am in Hawaii. I'm in Kauai. You could probably hear the ocean in the background. Hey, Joka. I am at a retreat in Kauai. It's been very healing. Okay, so VIX is gapping up. We're up 3.5%. We are still in a weekly EQ on VIX. So we have a higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So on the daily EQ, we broke bear last week, but we have a slight gap up. That's good for the bears overall, but I wouldn't say there's anything to be overly concerned about. Hey, success. Okay, so today we have FOMC member Bowman speaking. Nothing big. We got a lot of Fed speak this week. A lot. All right, so let's get back to Hang Seng is closed, or I believe, I shouldn't even comment because I don't know for sure, but I think the Shanghai is closed. Let me see what Bennett said. So Bennett says that Chinese stock traders, the mainland Chinese stock markets are all closed for the Chinese New Year. So happy Lunar New Year. So Hang Seng I won't be paying a lot of attention to this week. And then we have DAX that was slightly green right now, up 0.34%. Bitcoin, we are below the hourly EMAs. 4-hour, as I stated earlier, is just fine, going sideways, no problems here. Daily chart, super healthy, plenty of room for higher lows on any pullback. Same thing with Ethereum, plenty of room for daily higher lows on a pullback. 4-hour, we are losing the EMAs compared to Bitcoin. Ethereum is just a little weaker. Looking at the dollar could be a 2-day bull flag. These tiny higher highs aren't getting a ton of follow through. And on the weekly the weekend video for broader market for TCG members, I commented on how we got this tiny higher high and we rejected and we closed with that long upper wick of profit taking. The same thing happened back here. We got a tiny higher high without a lot of follow through and came down. The only difference is we had the weekly 50 MA overhead here, and now the 50 MA is below us on the weekly, so that could act as support on a pullback. What time frame was that? The daily. On gold, I would notice this high compression squeeze on the daily chart. We're down here testing support 2030. I would think if the dollar could, if that could be a rising wedge on the daily chart. Was that daily or weekly? It looked better. 2-day. Yeah, it was a 2-day. If this is a rising wedge on the 2-day, that would behoove the gold bulls. Okay. I lost my chat. There it is. Very cool, K-Mac. You need some healing profits? All right. All right, so oil. Come on, oil. Pull up. Oil, we are at the daily 200 MA. A daily lower high is the more likely scenario compared to 79.29. I like a top fish of oil against 76.66, looking for the hourly lower high, looking for that daily lower high to be set sooner than later. NG is so weak. We don't need to talk about NG. We need to save our breath for something else. All right, Apple. Apple is the weakest of our majors. If we turn on extended hours here, you could see Tesla and Apple are the only ones red. Tesla is really weakening since I looked at it last. So Apple is weak. Friday's low is 188. We're holding that for now. As long as bulls can hold 188 and just get a healthy inside bar, I'm sure they'd be happy. We have the daily 50 MA overhead, and it served as resistance on the first test. We'll have to see on a second test, can bulls get up and over? Apple is the fly in the bull's ointment in the market. Amazon, we confirmed the daily bull flag last week. We are not at all-time highs compared to other names. So you can see here we still have resistance overhead. But overall, this is a very healthy chart. Bulls are loving what earnings brought. And we're opening up near Friday's high of 175, super healthy. Nvidia is gapping up, the strongest of the majors. Semis are leading. As long as semis are leading, market bears have an uphill battle. Nvidia is gapping up to new all-time highs. And say it with me, y'all, there is nothing bearish about new all-time highs. Tesla would love a daily inverse head and shoulders, but it can't get it out of its own way. They are slashing prices on one of their models. That was news this morning. So they're opening up red. They're giving back some of this morning's gains. They were set to gap up, and now they're opening back up inside Friday's range. If they could hold Friday's low, that would be a good feat for Tesla. All right, Queen of the Mountain trades. I'm sure, Paul, that backburners could work with extended hours off. I'm sure they could. ARM had amazing earnings. I freaking love ARM. This is definitely my highest, most profitable ticker of the year. This is just a beast, an absolute beast. I'm keeping it on back burner watch. We have Cron, and shout out to, I believe it was Pedro in our chat room that brought up this. Look at this weekly squeeze. You see how tight this range is on the weekly? Now look at it on the daily. Super, super tight. And we double top with 227. We hit 226 on Friday. We need to clear 227 to get a potential breakout going. I like this to the long side. And Denzi brought up this one this morning, and I love this 4-hour high compression squeeze on JPM. So a squeeze, as a reminder, is a directionless indicator. However, it just shows you that pressure is building, and pressure is definitely building on JPM. 175.10 is Friday's high. I would take a bull break of that, or you could look at a potential bear break of 173.67. MDB, potential 4-hour bull flag. This is a beast. I think the B in MDB stands for beast. It is not gapping up, but I would watch this one for back burner opportunities. Did it have earnings last week? What started this run? Just the general market? Yeah, it looks like it. Big bull. And remember, NVDA hasn't had earnings yet. Their earnings are next week. I believe it's next Wednesday, the 21st. Yep, next Wednesday after hours for NVDA earnings. SMCI gapping up in a big way. And these gap ups have also been wonderful shorting opportunities, but it's tough to short a blue sky bull that has this much feverishness around the buying. So be careful trying to short this name, but if a gap up doesn't have holding power, it could be a potential top fish opportunity. And then finally, I have XBI. Love this daily chart, love the squeeze, love how we're holding 50 RSI for potential laggard bull move. So we're gapping up on that. If we come back, so let's do gap rolls again. So 91.32 is your high of Friday. So if you come back and test 91.32 and hold it as support and turn and burn, that is a long signal. So I really like XBI, and I may look at swinging LABU for a few days on this one. Andrew. So Andrew's asking, should I take profits on XYZ? And I'm just saying XYZ so I can make this applicable to any of you out there who are wondering, should you sell or should you not? The minute someone asks me, should they sell, they should. I always tell them yes. Always, that will always be my answer. And just scale out a portion. Whenever you think you should take profit, I always recommend taking partial. So CLSK. You had a big gap up last Friday. You're opening up within that range. I definitely would take some off for sure. You're not in all-time high territory, so RSI matters. Yeah, hit the like button. Crisp looks great. They have earnings tomorrow is the problem. We had a bull break Friday. We have earnings tomorrow. It doesn't show it before or after the bell, so I don't know. Double check that if you're holding CRSP. But the daily squeeze broke bull. We didn't get a ton of follow through. Got an upper wick of profit taking. We have enough room for a daily higher low on the next pullback. I love this chart. It's probably my favorite chart out there. But we have earnings tomorrow, so that kind of puts a wrinkle in trading this because that is a binary event. And it's just like flipping a coin. KBYO. Looks like a newer IPO. Daily uptrend. Healthy, super healthy. I'd keep this one on back burner watch. I'm just reading y'all's comments on Maui. Hawaii. It's interesting talking to the locals. I saw this surf instructor, and he said, walking along the beach, and he said that he could do 4 lessons a day, but that would leave him no time to surf on his own. So he does the bare minimum to get money to live so he can surf. And it's just like the Hawaii life and mindset. I think a lot of us would benefit from taking a note out of their chapter. Speaking from one workaholic to another. Andrew, I scale out in thirds. It just makes it easier. If you've listened to Trading in the Zone by Mark, and I can't think of his last name, and I've said his name a million times in my life. Mark Douglas, Mark Douglas. He recommends scaling out in thirds, and I have found that works good for me. It's good for my brain. It's a little more than 25%, a little less than 50%, and it just makes it a little easier. So I find myself, if I'm buying shares instead of 1,000, I will do 900, so I can make it easily divisible by 3. So that's just how my simple brain works. Yeah, Andrew, I had my alarm set for 1 a.m. this morning, so I did not get to participate very long in yesterday's festivities. I had to go to bed early. But I will be back home on Wednesday, and there will be no pregame show tomorrow. FYI, no pregame show tomorrow. Oh, okay, Trevor. Thank you for that crisp update. Trevor says crisp earnings are not confirmed. It could be February 20th. Yep, Douglas. It took me a minute. Maybe that Hawaii brain. Para has had news of, I forget what his name, Byron, some guy making some type of buyout offer, Allen. And so we pulled back from those news rumors. They've been getting spikes on those news rumors, and they're giving it all back. That looks like a daily bear flag to me. Yep, T, that's right. All right, I am going to wrap it up. IWM looks great. MSOS, I like IWM a lot, actually. MSOS, we're looking for a daily high or low. We're holding the 12 EMA just fine. Bulls need to hold Friday's low and put in that daily high or low sooner than later. And news headlines are a potential news catalyst for MSOS and all cannabis names at any point. I don't know when the news is supposed to come out, but just be aware of that if you're a bear. Wow, Andrew. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. TCG members, I'll be live in the room in 14 minutes. Thank y'all for being here, and use stop losses.